Good morning. It's Friday, July 25th, isn't it? 4th. We have a calendar. And we're going to focus on upper body today. So we're going to need our roller, our ball, and a band if you have one. And we are going to start standing up. We'll start with our 5-inch trigger point ball. And we're going to do our traps, our levator scapula, our rhomboids. We're going to do some rear deltoid and whatever else I can think of. And then so we're going to start with all that. So let's go ahead and start with our left trap, which comes right down from the ear. So you're on your side, and I'm going to dig in. So when you're finding your place against the wall, you're not like right up against the wall like this. You have to stand out a little bit, and then find that spot. And then if you can, then you're like holding tension on the spot and find some kind of movement to create more tension in the fascia. And remember, like, we're always taking our nice deep breaths, inhaling, expanding laterally into the rib cage, and exhaling, drawing the belly button in towards the spine. Okay, now we're going to go side to side, little smashing movements, and up and down. Now we're going to like face the front a little bit more, and you're going to roll onto the top of the scapula bone into the levator scapula. So find that spot. It's right, so here's your scapula, and it's like right above it. You'll feel that, like probably feel like a tense muscle there. So that's right where it's at. And then again, create some motion. Keep your chin tucked so that the back of your neck is stretching and not tight. And then we're going to exhale up. And what do we do when we exhale? Draw in, belly button towards the spine. And make your breath last throughout your movements. And then we're going to go side to side on that spot. Little smashing movements. Up and down. And then release. And then let's go right around the front to the pec. So we do this on the ground sometime, but we're going to just put that on the pec major, which is anywhere between the shoulder and the sternum. And press in, tuck your chin in again so the back of the neck is tight, and bring that arm up and down. So it's not about how high you get your hand or arm. It's about feeling like there's more pressure in the fascia as you're moving. So that's creating more deepness into the myofascial release. So it's like a pin and stretch. It's like you're holding tension while you're moving. So then you're going to get an even better release. So we want to make sure that the back of the neck isn't tightening here. The chin is tucked. Exhaling up. And you should feel like more and more range of motion as it releases more. And then we're going to go side to side and up and down. So let's go right around the back now. So we're going to go from the front to the back. So right between the shoulder blades is the rhomboids. So see if we can get the ball between the shoulder blades. So if you get it on your back, you might come down a little bit and find that tight spot. So do a little squat here. Draw your abs in. We're going to exhale up, inhale down. Keep the chin tucked. One more time. Okay, good. Now, take the ball, and we're going to put it right behind that left shoulder blade. And see if you can find a tight spot. So it's like right here, right, like roll kind of back and forth and up and down a little bit. See if you can find that tight spot right behind the shoulder there. And then lift the arm up and down and exhale up. So these are all like attachments to the rotator cuff, right? Like the pectoralis, the trap, and the levator scapula, all like are connected to that rotator cuff, which has a front, a middle, and a back. So when all those muscles are in fascia too tight, that's what causes a lot of shoulder problems and a lot of impingement. So the more you can create space around that, the more freedom of movement you have and the less shoulder problems. And let's go side to side and up and down. So see, you can do all these without just right against the wall. Okay, so now we go to the other side. So we'll start with our right trap. So find that spot. You're standing away from the wall a little bit. Get in on the trap. Bring that arm up and down, exhaling up. Remember where the trap is? It's in the shoulder to the ear, that area. I don't know anyone that doesn't have tight traps. It's something that takes over without you knowing it. So like when you consciously release it and then stretch and activate that area, then you have more range of motion. And then the other areas of the body they're supposed to be working when that one is can function better. So we'll go side to side. So say you're to have tight calves and like you're trying to stretch and then all of a sudden your traps are pulling out because it hurts. Like you go, ah, right? It's a natural response, up and down. Okay, and then we'll roll back to the levator scapula. So you're facing the front more now. Exhaling up, the hand goes up. When you really pay attention to what's going on in your body while you're moving, you notice where you have compensating patterns. But we're so used to them that we don't even think about it because it's just natural movement for us. One more. And then go side to side. And especially like when you're doing sports or something that you've done a certain way for a long time, up and down. Even walking could have like a gait that's out of alignment. You don't realize it. It creates a lot of compensating patterns in the body. Muscles working that aren't supposed to be. Okay, now we're going to go around the front to the right pectoralis muscle, facing the wall. Find that tight spot between your sternum and your shoulder. Oh yeah, so I hear somebody's might not be muted because I hear a little click, so check that if you can. And then press your right arm up and down, exhaling up. So as the hand goes up, you feel more pressure into the ball, into the pectoralis muscle. Make sure, you can even rest your head on the wall. Make sure that you're not tightening the back of your neck as your arm is going up. And then go side to side. And up and down. Good, and then we'll take the ball on the back of the shoulder. We're not going to do the rhomboid again because that's not unilateral. So get to the back of the right shoulder, find that tight spot, and bring the arm up and down, exhaling up. And go side to side, smash it in, up and down. And release. Okay, so let's go ahead and set our ball down now. And take your hands behind you and squeeze your shoulder blades together. So now we're like stretching the front of the body, right? So when we're doing this, make sure you're not arching your back like this, okay? Draw your abs in because we don't want to like get that anterior pelvic tilt, trying to create space for what we need to stretch in the front. Keep your chin tucked. Now give yourself a big hug, stretching through the back. Take a deep breath again here. Let's stay connected so we're not like this. Abs in. Take your right hand onto your left elbow. We're going to stretch the left tricep and stretch over, a little pulsing motion. Stretching to the right. Noticing, we haven't gotten into the lats too much yet, but noticing how those feel. A little activation. And then left hand onto the right elbow, abs drawn in, stretch it over to the left. Feel how that connection is between your tricep and your lat. So that's the side channel in the body. So when your lats are too tight, it's hard to lift your arms above your head too. And then bring it down and shoulders up, back and around. See how that feels. Do you have range of motion? Can you go forward, up and back, or you just kind of like think about how much movement you have there. Okay, now stand with your feet a little further apart. Put your right hand onto the left side of your head and stretch your head over so your right ear goes towards your right shoulder. And then you're going to feel that stretch from the base of your head through your neck down to the shoulder. Take a deep breath. Now take that left hand behind you. You'll feel even more stretch and opening through the front of the shoulder. Feeling all the way from the base of your ear, down your neck, through your shoulder. And we're going to do little pulses. Exhaling. Is your chin tucked? Are your abs in? Are you exhaling to the side? Now hold it there and look down behind you like you're looking in your right rear pocket. And you're going to feel that more into the levator scapula now. So right at the top of that scapula, you're going to feel probably a little more of a tug there. Take a deep breath. And then come back up. Bring both hands on top of your head and stretch your chin forward and then back. Chin up and forward. And back and forward. Exhale. Inhale back. One more time. And drop the right hand down. So put the left hand on the right side and stretch over to the left, feeling that from the base of your ear there, right at the base of the head, down through your neck on the right. You can feel that right arm stretching down and feel that lengthening. So now we're opening up that trapezius muscle and the fascia that's on top of it. And feel the length. Almost feel like your hand stretching down more to create that stretch on right there from the base of the head down. Let's do some little pulses. We're not pulling or yanking, right? We're just gently pulsing into a little activation. One more time. Now we're going to look down behind us and take your right hand to the back. Behind you. Look in your left rear pocket. Take a deep breath. Feel that stretch. And release. Okay, shoulders up, back and around again. And now bring your right ear to your right shoulder and left ear to the left shoulder. We can go side to side. And now look to the right and look to the left. And now go down and around in a circle. So we're not going to be able to completely release the neck now, and you know why? Because it's connected to other muscles in the body that we have to release. But we're warming it up, getting it ready to connect to the other ones and the other way. When the lats are tight and the thoracic spine is tight, it's really, the neck can't completely release. And you realize that, like, the more thoracic spine work you do, the more your neck does a lot less tension. Now let's just stretch side to side. Inhale up and exhale over. And now back to center. We're going to draw the belly button towards the spine. We're going to bring the right knee up and the left hand across, and then right hand and left knee. So this is called the cross crawl. It's going to connect your right and left side of your brain, and you're moving from the center over. So it's all one movement. The hand goes over the same time the knee is going over. Crossing, crossing, draw in, exhale. So, and rest. So you know when you take a step or when you bring your knee up, your belly button should be going, connecting. So when the knee goes up, it's connect. And when you're standing on one leg, this glute activates, right? So when you're doing a cross and crawl, this glute activates when this knee is crossing, right? That's what's holding you up. And then when your arm is crossing over, you're connecting through the back. So you're like, okay, good. All right. Let's go ahead and get our roller and come on down. Great. I'm going to take my shoes off. All right. Let's go ahead and start on our left side, and we're going to lie on our left. So this is a big offender of not being able to raise your arms above your head, is this tightness right here. So we're going to like find that tight spot. Okay. Put your other hand behind your head too. And your knees are bent and your abs are drawn in, and we're going to exhale and go up and down. So this is going to create some smashing motion into that lat. It's also going to work your right lateral oblique, right? Because you can feel it tighten on this right side. So as the left side is stretching, the right side is tightening. So you get a little lateral oblique exercise here too. And you need to have strong core, which includes the front, the back, the sides. It's not just your front of your abs, that is the core. Okay, one more time. Now keep your left elbow down. Now we're going to work through this middle spine. So we're going to bring the right elbow down to the roller. You're going to smash into that left pec minor. And then we're going to stretch back, keeping the hips square to the front. Okay, so we're going to inhale down, abs drawn, exhale, stretch back. So when you're coming forward, you're going to feel the pec, all like the pec and underneath the armpit rolling back to the lat. There's some activation through the thoracic spine, myofascial release in the right around the front to the back. So the pec minor and the lat are neighbors. They're tight. They have a tight relationship. This time roll back and see how far you can get back there. And just hold it. Let your head rest in your hands so your neck's not stressed. And take a deep breath. Now we're going to roll forward and hold it down. And just let your head rest down as you're smashing into that pec. And take a deep breath. One more deep breath. And come on up. Good. Let's go to the other side. So we're on the right side now. I'm going to find that tight spot. Both hands behind the head, knees bent. Behind it. Okay. Then we're going to make sure we're connected. Drawing in, hips are square. We're going to inhale, bring the left elbow down, you smash into the pec, and then exhale back. So you're moving through the middle of your spine. And when the middle of the spine is too tight, then there's compensation that happens in the upper spine and the lower spine, which is the cervical spine and the lumbar spine. And usually what happens in the cervical spine is it gets too tight, causing neck pain. And in the lumbar spine, it causes a lot of weakness. So notice how this is feeling. Does this side feel more like you have more movement or less? Let's hold it back this time. Hold it. See how much you can open through your chest. And then bring it forward. Smashing into that pec minor. Nice deep breath. And then roll back up and we'll go onto our back. And we're gonna do some more thoracic spine mobilizations. So we're gonna keep the chin tucked, the hands behind the head, so that the back of the neck is relaxed and long. So when the back of the neck is long, that means there's no stress back there. You can like go put your hand back there and you'll feel like there's a little bit of give. The chin is tucked so the front of the neck is working. Now we're going to exhale our breath out so we feel the lower rib connect down toward the hip. So draw your abs in and exhale. Now I'm drawing in and I'm exhaling and I'm still talking. So that means that I am holding that connection and I'm not holding my breath, okay? So that means you can hold that connection and you can even move around in life. Okay, so now we're going to inhale back. We're not going to lose that connection in the abs. And then we're going to exhale and come forward and connect. Inhale back. Draw in and exhale forward. So we're trying not to let the ribs flare. The more connection we have when we're rolling back, the more activity we're going to have in the thoracic spine, releasing. So this time, let's hold it back. And just hold it there. You can actually stretch your head back a little bit so you even have even more relaxed back in your neck. And hold it there. Keep the chin tucked. See how far back you can go. And then roll back up. Now let's just roll side to side. Okay. And come on up. All right, so now let's take that roller and we're going to put our left knee on it. And we're going to put our right hand on the left knee. And we're going to put the left hand behind your head. So we want the right leg completely straight down from the hip. So now we're going to stay connected in the abs. We're going to exhale, draw those abs in. And we're going to make sure you have some room in front of you so that you're not touching the roller. We're going to keep the hand behind the head. We're going to bring the left elbow to the floor, and then we're going to stretch back. Okay? So we're going to see how open we can get through the chest and through the shoulder to come back. So we're going to inhale forward and exhale back. So that knee stays on the roller, the hands behind the head, and not just touching the ear, behind the head, almost touching the other ear. So you're going to really create that mobility through the lats. So we release the lats, and now we're like stretching and mobilizing. If the lats are too tight, that's right where the thoracic spine is. So we have to make sure that we open that area up so we can move through the middle. Exhaling back. And this isn't a fast race movement, okay? We're going to use our breath, exhaling all the way back, inhaling all the way forward. Now we're going to just stretch that left arm over. Up and over so the biceps by the ear. And feel that length. And release. Okay, other side. So now the right knee is going to be on the roller. And scoot it down enough so that there's room for your elbow to come down to the floor. You're in a 90-degree angle with the top knee, and the bottom knee leg is straight down from your hip. You're going to put your left hand on your right knee, and the right hand is behind the head, stretching forward and exhaling back. So then you feel it. It's like, whoa. It's like this, almost like a tug of war in the middle, right? Like if you can't get it down, back, you're like, oh, wait, I can't go any further. But then you realize that as you exhale and release, that you're going to start loosening up more and more. And then you're going to find that middle of your back having some motion. Like maybe you never even noticed how tight you were there. And that this is like really new to your body. So really trying to work through the middle, right in the rib cage area. Feel that stretch. The right knee stays on the roller. The abs draw in as you're exhaling back. From the hip to the ribs, you feel that stretch. One more time. Then we're going to come to the side and stretch your right arm over. So here's that lengthening in the lateral portion of the thoracic spine. And release. Okay, so come to your hands and knees now. And we're going to draw the belly button in towards the spine and bring the shoulders down towards the hips. And now we're going to do something called a scapular push-up. So the arms stay straight, we squeeze the shoulder blades together and then push up. Inhale down, exhale, press. So that's all this is doing is you're going to feel your shoulder blades squeezing together. But we're going to keep the sternum up, the neck's not involved. So this gives you practice moving in this range of motion without bringing your shoulders up. It's just pushing the chest forward and then back up without rounding the back at all. The back stays straight and the arms stay as straight as you can keep them. Exhaling up. Chin is tucked, abs are in. Okay, now let's press straight back and the arms are going to come out in front of us. So now you're going to feel the length in the back and the lats. Push your hips back to your heels. Take a deep breath. And walk both hands over to the left side, pushing into the right side of the rib cage. Lengthening, opening, releasing, and stretching that right side of the thoracic spine. Creating some space for mobility. And now both hands over to the right side, stretching and opening to the left. I'm going to feel like, woo, it's tight. Can't believe that this area of my body is so tight, I didn't even know it. Nice deep breath. Hands back to the center and push forward. Shin stays tuck, arch your back. Nice reverse action on the back. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. And push back again onto your heels. Arms out in front. And then sit up. Good job. Okay, let's get our ball now. And we're going to go to our left gluteus medius. So that's our hip, basically. And since the hip is in the same line of fascia as the lats and the neck, that side channel, we need to release some tension here. Okay, so we're going to keep the abs in and the sternum up. And if you can be on your elbow or you can be up, whatever feels better to you. I'm going to draw in and exhale as the knee comes up to the bottom knee comes up to the top knee and creating that motion. So every time your knee comes up, your abs are drawing in, right? It's like an abdominal exercise. All the motions and all the movements of your body should come from the core by drawing in, by exhaling, by being connected and not just flopping around. One more time. You go up and down on it. And then side to side. And then let's go ahead and straighten out that left leg. And roll around to the front to the TFL. So we're going to get right in that little pocket area, front pocket area. The bottom leg is straight. It's below the hip bone, right where the crease is. Draw your abs in, and we're going to squeeze the glute and lift the leg up a little bit. Squeeze that glute, that left glute. And we'll go side to side and up and down. Okay, and release. Okay, let's go to the other side. So go to the right gluteus medius. Okay. The right knee's on the ground. The left knee's in alignment with your hip and shoulder. We're going to exhale as the bottom knee comes up to the top knee by drawing the belly button in towards the spine. Inhale down, draw in, and exhale up. Go up and down. Good smashing. Smash, smash, smash. Side to side, smash, smash, smash. Then straighten out that right leg. Roll around the corner to the TFL. It's right below the hip bone where your front pocket would be. Keep that. I'm going to squeeze that back glute and lift the leg off the ground a little bit. Exhaling up. And we'll go up and down on it. and side to side. Okay, good, and release. Come back up to your hands and knees. I'm going to bring the right knee between the hands and then turn the right foot in, sit over to the right side of the heel. So we're going to open up through that right hip now. And so this is kind of cool because we're opening through the right hip and stretching through the left hip flexor. And then just stand like this. And push over to the right a little bit and back up to center. So you get a little rocking motion. So you can see like that right hip, it connects down into the leg more, down into the rectus femoris, and up into the right side channel. It's going to go up to the lat. So now let's bring the chest over the top of the leg. Open it up some more into the right hip and piriformis. Take a deep breath. And then we're going to sit up and keep that right foot in, the left leg out. So here we are in this position, and we're going to stretch that right hip and lat. So there's that connection. You're going to feel the hip and going right up the side. So we're going to take the right palm facing up, abs drawn in, put your left hand on your left leg. Then we're going to exhale and stretch the right hand towards the left side. Exhaling over. Try and keep that right hip on the ground, the abs drawn in, stretching over to the side. See how straight you can be sitting up? Here we go, this line of fascia from the hip to the lat. Stretching over, exhale over, inhale down. You can feel it start to loosen up a little bit. One more time. Then we're going to place the right hand on the ground. Then we're going to push the left hip forward and the left hand is going to stretch back. So now you're opening up through the whole left front line, through the lat, through the hip flexor. Then we're going to come down to the hands and knees. And we're going to bring the left knee between the hands and bring the left foot in, sit over to the left side, opening up the left hip. So we're still got the sternum up. We're stretching through the right hip flexor and the left hip. So this is a great like multi-purpose stretch. Keep your abs drawn in, your sternum up, your shoulders back and down. Keep breathing. Expand laterally into the rib cage as you inhale. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, expand. Exhale, draw in. One more time. Then bring the chest over the top of the left leg. Getting even more stretch. No pulses over to the left. Opening up that left hip. And then we're going to hold it. We're going to sit up, keeping the left heel in, the right leg out. So now we're going to put our right hand onto our right leg. The left palm is up, out to the side. Abs drawn in. We're going to exhale, so we reach over and feel that connection. Like, wow, what a connection between my hip and my lat, right? All that side channel, like, wow, if one of those areas is too tight, it's going to affect that whole side. So you got to like make sure we're working that fascia together and releasing it together so we can move with flow and not compensating patterns. So abs drawn and exhale over. You feel it from the hip up through the waist, up through the lat, up through your arm. The whole area works together. We're not using the traps now, right? We're drawing in, exhaling over. 2 more times. Keep the chin tucked, the back of the neck long. Bring the left hand down. Press the right hip forward and the right hand stretches back. So now we're into the whole right front line on the right side. And back to the hands and knees. Good job. Let's just rotate those hips around. Make some circles with the hips, push back and around. And then just give the hip a little love. And the other way. You know, your hips are your second chakra where we hold all our emotions. So sometimes we just pack too much into that suitcase, you know. And get some tight hips. So that's time to unpack. Get rid of all the shit you don't need anymore, right? You never know what's going to come out of my mouth, do you? Okay. Now we're going to do arch at the back, chin up. Pressing into the knuckle, the forefinger, then exhale, press up in the other direction. So we get some movement through the spine. Inhale, as the chin and the sacrum go up, the ceiling, and exhale as everything tucks under. So up and back. When you like bring the chin up and the sacrum up, feel that stretch in the front of your belly. And then the other direction, everything pushes up, which is probably a lot easier to do because everyone's kind of rounded like that most of the time anyway. One more time. And we're going to move side to side. So you know how a dog wags his tail? Like, woo! The dogs are so smart, they know how to move. So shoulders are down, sternum is up. We're going to move the hips side to side. So to the left side, then bring your right hip towards your right shoulder, and your left hip squeezes in towards your left shoulder. So you're like going to squeeze your waist together. Left hip to left shoulder, right hip to right shoulder. Exhale as you squeeze it. And back to center and come up. Okay, so let's get our ball again. We're going to do some forearm exercises. So probably some of you might have felt like that was a lot of pressure on your wrists, but the more you connect in your lats, the less you feel it there. So we're going to start with the left hand. Left hand, left forearm on the ball. We're going to put the right forearm on top of the left and just like find a tight spot there. Okay, so when you find it, you're going to just push down. Then we're going to open up the fingers on the left hand and squeeze it together. So we're going to do some myofascial release in the forearm, and then this is the motion we're creating by opening and closing the hands. It's hard to do. Okay, and then we're going to do the other side. So then the right forearm's on the ball, and the left forearm's on top of the right forearm. Find a tight spot there, and then open and close the right hand. If you do like a lot of things where you're squeezing, like maybe bike riding where you're squeezing the brakes, or like computer work where you're just kind of using your hands a lot. This is a great way to release that tension. You don't even realize how tight it's getting until you try to release it. Okay, and then release. And then we're going to take hands and knees. We're going to put the fingers, palms facing down in towards the knees. We're going to do some little rocks. So this is going to stretch the forearms. Just do what you can here. This can be super tight. It's a great thing to do. If you ever feel like you're clenching too much or your wrists or your forearms are too tight, gotta release the tension that's connected to them. Okay, now the fingers in towards each other, palms down, we'll go side to side. Okay, now palms facing up, fingers in towards us, little stretches. Stretching the forearm. And then let's stretch the fingers. We'll stretch the forefingers, just pressing down into the mat. And then the middle fingers. And then the ring fingers. And then the pinky fingers. And the thumbs. Just shake your hands out. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Woo! Go ha, 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 ha. Right hand only. Ha, shake out everything you don't want. I don't want that anymore. Bye. Left arm. Done with you. Out of my body. Feels so good. Okay, let's go ahead and lie in the back again. And we're gonna bring our feet a little bit wider than our hips. And we're gonna drop both knees over to the left side so that the right knee goes in alignment with the left arch. So you're gonna feel that whole stretch from your knee up through the rectus femoris, TFL. Right arm goes above your head, then goes into the psoas and the lap. Keep your chin tucked. And see how much stretch you can get here. See how much your right shoulder can relax down to the ground. See how much your right knee can relax down to the ground without forcing. This is never a forcing move ever in this class. It's how you move with breath, how you can release with your exhale. And that's what it's about. It's about tuning in so that you allow every cell of your body to work together for your highest good. So we're gonna it's gonna vibrate into this best stretching posture as possible, letting go of our thoughts and worries and concerns about anything except right now we're just focusing on our breath and what it feels like to let go and let our bodies do the best job it can right now at creating the best health that we can possibly have with each breath that we take. Really exhale, let go. Drawing in on the exhale. Really expanding out into the ribcage on the inhale, and then drawing in on the exhale. Bring the right arm down, and then bring both knees up back to center. And then we're going to drop both knees over to the right side. So the left knee goes into alignment with the right arch. And just notice how that feels in the beginning. Okay, then stretch the left arm back. So you start in a position and you might be feeling tight in certain areas. So then the job after that is to let go, is to use your breath. So you can exhale into the release so that your body can go, okay, I can let go a little bit more here, a little bit more in my hip, a little bit more in my shoulder and my pec. Notice where you're clenching. Let go of your jaw. Use your breath. Expand laterally into your rib cage when you inhale. It's like pushing the breath into the lungs, expanding into the lungs, and the lungs are expanding into the intercostal muscles and opening through the ribs into the thoracic spine. Then drawing in an exhale, belly button towards the spine. Noticing your neck relaxing, softening, opening, releasing. Noticing the left knee stretching down more so that the opening up through the front of the leg and the hip flexor that's connected up into the pelvic girdle. that goes into the quadratus lumborum in your lower back, and then the psoas in the front of that, into the lat, into releasing from into the shoulder because the lat's releasing and letting go, into the triceps so that the elbow can come down to the floor, so that the back of the hand can come down to the floor. This whole line is all connected. This is like a highway of energy that if any part of this area is too tight, it will affect this whole line. So one more deep breath. You know, if you're on a freeway and somebody gets in an accident, bam, the whole freeway's messed up. Okay, left arm down, both knees up, and knees into your chest. And do some little rocks. Exhaling up. And then we're going to bring the arms out to the side, palms facing down. And we're going to bring both knees over to the left side as we exhale. Try and keep your shoulders on the ground. Then inhale up, knees coming up and over to the right side. Exhale to the right. Try to keep the shoulders down. Inhale up, exhale to the left. Inhale up, exhale to the right. Try to relax the back of your neck. Keep your chin tucked. Notice, like, is your head even able to come down to the ground? Because sometimes when the back of the neck is so tight and the front is so weak, your head can't even go down anymore. But if it is like that, you can put your ball behind your head, behind your neck, and back to center. In fact, let's do that right now. Let's get our ball and put it behind our neck. So this is like, even if you don't have that dysfunction, like this is a great way to release the cervical flexors in the back of the neck. So let's just roll side to side like this on the ball. You could even like do this like at night, like if you feel like your neck is tight and you're just watching a movie or something. You're never going to get a break with me, like nobody ever is. I'm always going to find a way for you to fit this into your life. Okay, turn your head to the left, and we're going to bring the left arm up and down above our head. So you're going to notice like how much your neck tries to take over when your arm goes above your head. And this, instead of it being tension now, we're going to be releasing the fascia. Okay, left arm down. Now bring your head to the right. Chin is tucked. And feel the stretching in the back of the right side of the neck, and then the right arm comes back. And exhale, it goes back. One more time. And back to center. Let's just hold that there. Take a deep breath. And then roll over to the right side and sit up. And we're going to sit on our roller. And we're going to do some spinal twists. So let's bring the right knee up and the left leg out. So it's good practice. So like when I sit up on my roller, the first thing I think about is my belly button drawing into my spine, because I don't want to be sitting like this, right? Looking at my phone. How often do you think you get like this? Text neck and thoracic spine back. Text back and neck. Okay, so instead of that, we're gonna sit up straight, right? So you kind of pull your hands into your knee and like really almost like arch your back, so you feel like such a straight spine. Then bring the right hand to the back, and keep your abs drawn in. Then bring your left arm up and exhale your left elbow to the right side of the right knee. Now we're gonna twist around through the middle back. Take a big deep breath and twist as you exhale. Now hold it there, inhale again. Exhale, twist more. Inhale, exhale, twist more. Inhale, exhale, twist more. And release. Good. It's like wringing out a rag. It's like, okay, left knee and right leg out. Giving all that energy. It's like just squeezing out all the tension, and then when you release, all the energy goes into your spine. Okay, right arm up on the left side of the left knee, twist through the middle, drawing in and exhaling. Again, exhale and twist more. Inhale, exhale, twist more. Inhale, exhale and twist more. And release. Good job. Okay, so let's get our band now. And we're going to do some serratus anterior work. So here's the scapula, and there's a muscle called the serratus anterior that attaches to the scapula. Now this is not the lat here, but when this muscle is weak, you can't, it's hard to attach, so it's hard to do this. It's hard to get that scapular mobility, right? It's weak, so you try and do it and like nothing happens. Instead of this fight happens and you go up into your trap. So we're going to put this band around your wrists with thumbs up, and you could sit or stand, it doesn't matter, but we're going to squeeze. I'm going to show you from the back. We're going to squeeze shoulder blades together. So the elbows stay tucked in. We're going to exhale and squeeze. I think this is one of the most important connection exercises there is, because when this muscle is too weak, that's when all this happens in the rounding in the thoracic spine. So this is really important, and it might feel foreign at first, like I don't even have a muscle there, and it might feel like that, but everybody still has all their muscles. Sometimes they become inactive. Believe it or not, they don't melt and go away. They're there. So squeeze those shoulder blades together. Elbows stay tucked in, and you can tell, like when you're squeezing back, your chest is opening in the front. So this is great. Like if you have a job where you're forward a lot, or you just feel like you have that kind of posture, this is a really great exercise. Okay, so now we're going to show you another part to it. You can be in the quadruped position on your hands and knees, so that your fingers are forward, right underneath your shoulders, and we're going to engage and pull the shoulders down towards the hips. So we're pulling down and abs are engaged, okay? So now this can feel like it's hard because you have to hold the band apart, and if that muscle's not strong, you're going to feel like you just want to like collapse. Okay, so pull the shoulders down. So now we're going to do some little pulses where we're just pulling the shoulders down to the hips and engage down. While that band is around your wrists, your hands are shoulder width apart, your abs are drawing in, we're squeezing down and releasing. Keep the chin tucked, the back of the neck is long, your head is in alignment, so you're not dropping your head down and you're not bringing your chin up. It's just in alignment. Chin tucked, energy out the top of your head. So now we're going to just hold that connection, and the abs are pulling in. So now we're going to do these little marching movements. So we're going to put all the pressure on the left hand, and the right hand just comes off the floor a tiny bit, then all the pressure in the right hand, so the pressure goes off the floor. So you're like marching back and forth, but keeping that band pulling apart. So you're right there in the serratus anterior. Abs are in. Chin tucked, neck long, and rest. Okay, so now you're gonna be like, what the heck? Oh, it's freaking hard. Stand up with your band. Okay, we're gonna keep it around the wrist still, so we're gonna do some pull downs. So the arms are above the head. We're going to use that serratus anterior that we just activated to pull down, okay? Abs are in. So we got that muscle working, the one we want to use. That's the muscle that's connected to the scapula. And we're going to squeeze those shoulder blades together as we open through the front, and the back is connecting. Exhaling down. When you learn to use your body the correct way, a lot of your aches and pains go away because you're not compensating and using your neck and connecting through your back, so you're using your thoracic spine. One more time. Good. So now let's take the hands behind us, and we're going to just keep the pelvic tilt. We're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Arms go straight back, so you're going to open through your chest. Keep your chin tucked and exhale back. Again, when the chest is stretching, guess what's happening in the back? You're using the muscles in the back of your shoulder. That's serratus, okay? So when the front is stretching, the back is connecting. 2 more times. And release. Okay, let's just shake it out. Okay, stand with your feet head width apart. We're going to stretch side to side. Did a great job today. There's I know I never stop talking. There's so much to think about and learn. But it's all about proprioception, staying present in your mind and body. And I'm proud of all of you for taking this class so often so that you can get more and more familiar with how your body needs to be working all the time. And if you ever want to watch these videos again, you can go to the YouTube channel that I've given you a link to. And if you don't have it, text me and I'll send you another one. So if you want to do it more than 2 days a week, you can. Or if this isn't a good time for you. Okay, and rest. So let's take a big deep breath. We can think about taking deep breaths all day. Inhale all the way up, expanding in through the rib cage. Chin tucked, abs in. Exhale. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. And one more time. And release. All right. Have a great weekend. Thank you, everybody. See you on Tuesday.
Aaliyah, thank you so much.
Thank you.